Here are the big stories, and we're watching them for you at this hour. An unprecedented scene in New York City. Thousands of people protesting the Iran deal right there in Times Square. Monica Crowley was there. She spoke to the crowd. She joins us later this hour. Conservatives, whoa, I couldn't believe this.
Yeah.
They took to the streets by the thousands in Times Square yesterday to protest the Iran nuke deal. I'm going to say that's unprecedented. How many times have you ever seen the right take to the street by the thousand in New York City? Come on in. Democratic donor and fundraiser, member of the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, Harley Lippman. Harley, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me here.
You're a Democrat. Don't laugh, you're a Democrat.
That's right.
And you support what was going on last night.
Absolutely.
You don't like this nuke deal.
Absolutely not.
So are you going to give to Democrats who go out there and say, yeah, let's have the deal?
Well, we want to give to Democrats who recognize that this is a very bad deal for the world. I've never been more frightened in my entire life than I am right now, actually. It's a very, very scary...
That's a strong thing to say.
It really is.
You think that Iran gets the bomb no matter what?
Well, the roadmap is that in 10 years they could have it legally. Even if they don't cheat, they can have the bomb.
Okay.
And the problem is, why do they have enriched uranium? They don't need enriched uranium. If they want to have nuclear energy, like Mexico and Canada has nuclear energy, they don't have enriched uranium or operational centrifuges.
Well, how are you going to affect the Democrats' position in Congress? There's a headline today, I think it's in the Wall Street Journal, that says more Democrats are rallying behind this deal. You're a Democrat. You provide money to the Democrats. What are you going to do about this?
Well, we're going to try to make sure that all the Democratic senators and congressmen understand that this is terrible for the United States.
All right, come on, Hart. Have you been on the phone? Have you been on the Congressman? If you vote for this thing, there's no money for you. Have you said
something like that?
Something like that? You're more diplomatic, but have you said it?
A little more diplomatic, but yes.
So there's a litmus test amongst Democrats.
There is.
They get no money if they vote for this deal.
That's correct.
What Democrats oppose the deal that you found so far?
Well, I think that people are very worried about this deal.
Do you know any Democrats who oppose the deal?
There are Democrats who are against the deal. I think, for example, Menendez is against the deal, as I think you know.
How about Senator Schumer? That's
the big question, isn't it?
Yes.
He hasn't said.
Right.
He hasn't said.
Have you had a conversation?
I have. Many conversations with him.
Recently?
Yes.
About the nuke deal?
Yes.
And may I ask what he says?
He says it's troubling. He's looking at it very carefully, and he's going to decide soon.
And
so
you
we'll see what he says. And I told him, I said, this is terrible. I said, just think of winners. Who are the winners? The Iranian government that's going to be infused with billions of dollars, and they're going to fund the Assad regime, Shia insurgents in Iraq, the Houthi in Yemen, and they're going to cause all this tremendous havoc in the world, and they are going to appear to be supreme. And I think the problem is that when you look at the world, there are 1.3 billion Muslims. Of that, 85% are Sunni, and the Iranians are Shia. So I'm a big believer in unintended consequences. So I have a somewhat optimistic view here, and that is this may forge an alliance between Israel and some of the Sunni world. I wouldn't be surprised if Israel and Saudi Arabia have diplomatic relations in 5 to 10 years from now.
Okay, next election, 2016. In the last one, 2012, over 70% of the Jewish vote went to President Obama. Fast forward, 2016. What proportion of the Jewish vote goes to the Democrat candidate?
It depends who the Democrat candidate is.
Hillary Clinton.
I think that Hillary Clinton
will she get 70%?
I think she'll get a strong percentage of the Democratic vote.
Come on, don't hedge. Will she get the same proportion of votes that went to Jewish votes that went to the Democrat in 2012?
If Hillary Clinton could assure the Jewish community of her commitment to Israel and opposition to this deal, I think that she'll get a larger percentage of the Jewish vote.
And if she doesn't?
I think it'll be a problem.
Would it be 50% of the Jewish vote? 40%?
No one knows, but it'll be less.
Guess.
maybe 60%.
There you go.
Okay.
He pushed me to guess. I won't do it.
No, all I'm getting at is a smaller proportion of the Jewish vote will go to the Democrat candidate if the Democrat candidate doesn't completely
That's correct.
divorce
That's
from the
correct.
nuke deal. You with me on this?
I'm with you on this.
Vital point,
It's a
actually.
vital point. This is a critical test.
Yes, it is. Harley, thank you so much for joining us. I'm
Thank you
sorry
for
I
having
pressed
me
you
here.
so hard, but that was good.
You're entitled to. I don't mind. It's all right. You have license.